Alabama did not need to completely rebuild after last season. It just needed to fix the one weakness that finally caught up with it. The Crimson Tide finished 25-10, went 13-8 in the SEC, and reached the Sweet 16. The offense was still one of the best in college basketball, but the 90-77 loss to Michigan exposed Alabama's lack of size, rebounding, and real rim protection. Nate Oats clearly understood the problem. Alabama added several true big men without moving away from the fast pace, three-point shooting, and aggressive offense that made the program successful. This roster is deeper, bigger, and much more balanced. Alabama has experienced scorers, talented freshmen, several different centers, and enough lineup options to change styles depending on the opponent. The biggest question is Aden Holloway. Holloway will be a senior after averaging 16.8 points and 3.8 assists while shooting 43.8% from three last season. He is one of the best shooters in the SEC and can completely change a game when he starts making deep pull-up threes. He is more of a scoring point guard than a pure passer, but that fits Alabama's system. Oats wants quick attacks, ball screens, and players who can make decisions before the defense gets set. I have him averaging 16.5 points and 4.5 assists while shooting around 40% from three. Anderson Diaz gives Alabama another real point guard option. Diaz moved up from the 2027 class after averaging 17.2 points and 7 assists in Overtime Elite. He is quick, has a strong first step, and naturally looks to create for teammates. His biggest question is shooting. Defenses may go under screens until he proves he can consistently make threes. Even with Holloway available, Diaz should play major minutes because he gives Alabama more speed and passing at the position. I have him averaging 9 points and 4 assists. If Holloway misses time, Diaz could immediately become the starter. Amari Allen may be the most important player on the roster. Allen returned after testing the NBA draft and recording a 42.5-inch vertical at the Combine. As a freshman, he averaged 11.4 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. He was forced to play against bigger front-court players last season because Alabama lacked size. Now he could spend more time at his natural wing position, where he can attack, rebound, and create without getting worn down inside. Allen already impacts nearly every part of the game. His next step is becoming a more reliable shooter and a more aggressive scorer. I have him averaging 17 points, 8 rebounds, and close to 4 assists. He should be Alabama's best all-around player and an SEC candidate. Qayden Samuels is the freshman most likely to start. Samuels is a 6'6" guard who averaged 20 points on the EYBL circuit while shooting over 40% from three. He can score without holding the ball, which makes him a clean fit beside Holloway, Diaz, and Allen. He will have freshman mistakes, especially defensively, but his shooting gives Alabama something it needs immediately. I have Samuels averaging around 10 points and earning the starting shooting guard spot by conference play. Jaxon Richardson brings elite athletic ability. The son of former NBA star Jaxon Richardson, Jaxon won the McDonald's All-American Dunk Contest and plays with non-stop energy. He runs the floor, cuts hard, rebounds, and can defend multiple positions. His jump shot is still the concern. Teams will leave him open until he proves he can punish them. Alabama should use him as a cutter, transition finisher, and defensive weapon instead of asking him to create offense. I have Richardson averaging 7 points and 4 rebounds in around 18 minutes per game. London Jamison could make a major sophomore jump. He averaged 6.2 points and 3.4 rebounds while appearing in 34 games as a freshman. He was asked to play important minutes before he was completely ready. At 6'8", Jamison can defend forwards, rebound, and space the floor. He does not need many shots to help Alabama. I believe he starts at power forward and averages around 9 points and 5 rebounds. Cole Clore gives Alabama another skilled scorer on the wing. Clore enrolled early at NC State and redshirted before transferring to Alabama. He has good size, a smooth jumper, and does not need many dribbles to get into a shot. His challenge will be defense and finding minutes in a crowded wing rotation. I have him averaging about 6 points off the bench, with a chance to earn a larger role as the season goes along. Terrace Bowie is another talented freshman, but he may need more time. Bowie is a quick and athletic 6'6" scorer who produced big numbers at Spire Academy. He can pressure the ball and score in transition. The biggest concern is his strength. SEC wings will test him physically from the beginning. I expect Bowie to play limited minutes early while developing his body, but he could become a useful scoring option later in the year. Drew Fielder may be Alabama's most important addition. The 6'11" transfer averaged 14.7 points and shot 40.9% from 3 at Boise State. That shooting ability makes him an ideal center for Alabama. Opposing big men cannot stay near the rim when Fielder is on the floor. If they follow him outside, Holloway, Diaz, and Allen will have open driving lanes. Fielder is not an elite shot blocker, but he gives Alabama size, rebounding, and offensive spacing. I expect him to start at center and average around 13 points and 6 rebounds, while shooting close to 39% from 3. Brandon Garrison gives Alabama more physical strength inside. The former Kentucky center averaged only 4.7 points last season, but his role was never about scoring. He sets strong screens, rebounds, protects the rim, and can defend bigger centers. Garrison should be especially valuable against physical SEC teams that try to control the paint. I have him averaging 6 points, 5 rebounds, and more than 1 block in around 18 minutes per game. Jamarion Davis-Fleming may be Alabama's best pure rim protector. As a freshman at Mississippi State, he averaged 4.8 rebounds and 1.3 blocks in just over 20 minutes per game. He also shot nearly 68% from the field because almost all of his offense came near the basket. His free throw shooting and lack of range will limit certain lineups, but Alabama can surround him with shooters. I have Davis-Fleming averaging around 5 points, 5 rebounds, and more than 1 block off the bench. Caden Bristow is difficult to predict because injuries ruined most of last season. Before Alabama, Bristow averaged 11.3 points at Tarleton State and won WAC Freshman of the Year. At 6'10", he has enough skill to play outside and attack slower forwards. The problem is that Alabama added several players at his position. He will have to prove he is healthy and shooting well enough to earn steady minutes. I expect him to be a situational rotation player unless injuries create a larger opportunity. Onyejaka also enters the season with medical uncertainty. He is a 6'11" center who appeared in only 1 game last year. Alabama now has enough depth to bring him along slowly instead of forcing him into the rotation. Any contribution from Onyejaka would be a bonus while he works back into basketball shape. TJ St. Louis is the final reported addition. The Canadian center is listed at 7 feet and around 266 pounds. He gives Alabama another massive body inside, but he should be viewed as a development player. He will need to improve his conditioning, foot speed, and ability to defend guards in space. I expect him to play mostly in blowout or against especially large opponents during his freshman season. My projected starting lineup is Holloway at point guard, Samuels at shooting guard, Allen at small forward, Jamison at power forward, and Fielder at center. That group gives Alabama shooting at every position. Holloway, Samuels, and Fielder stretch the floor, while Allen can attack open space and Jamison can connect everything together. If Holloway is unavailable, Diaz becomes the starting point guard and Allen takes on more playmaking responsibility. The main bench group should include Diaz, Richardson, Garrison, Davis-Fleming, and Clore. Oats may use 10 players early, but the rotation will probably tighten once SEC play begins. Alabama's biggest strength is flexibility. Against smaller teams, Oats can play Holloway, Samuels, Richardson, Allen, and Fielder. That lineup would be fast, athletic, and difficult to guard. Against bigger teams, Alabama can use Fielder beside Garrison. Fielder can stay outside while Garrison handles the physical work near the basket. When Alabama needs defense, Diaz, Richardson, Allen, and Davis-Fleming can give the Tide length, speed, and rim protection. This roster should also be better prepared for injuries. Last season, one missing center could completely change the lineup. This season, Alabama has several real options inside. The season will come down to three things. The first is Holloway's availability. Alabama can still be good without him, but it becomes much younger and less proven at point guard. The second is defense. Adding size helps, but the guards still need to stay in front of the ball. Alabama cannot expect its centers to fix every mistake. The third is the freshman class. Samuels, Diaz, and Richardson all have roles that make sense, but they still have to adjust to SEC strength and speed. My prediction is a 24-7 regular season record and a 13-5 SEC finish, earning a high NCAA Tournament seed and reaching the Elite Eight, finishing around 27-9 overall. The Final Four ceiling is there if Holloway returns, Allen becomes an all-SEC player, and the new centers improve the defense. I am not ready to call this Nate Oats' best Alabama team before it plays a game. There are too many new players and too many questions at point guard. But this roster is deeper, bigger, and more complete than last year's group. Alabama could already shoot and score with almost anyone in the country. Now it may finally have enough size to survive when the shots are not falling. That is what makes this team dangerous. Alabama did not change its identity. It fixed the weakness that was holding it back.